hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Trig Podcast of Joy and Gozo TV on this beautiful Tuesday, December 28th, 2021. This is the last week of the year. Amazing how this whole year has come and gone, and in some ways, everything's the same. And I guess there are some new things that we've learned, so I wanted to talk about that. And especially this idea of how we are all someone's medicine. We are all someone's medicine. I was listening to a podcast that I really enjoy, and the girl, it was the host and the guest, and the guest was talking about how, especially at the beginning of the pandemic in March of 2020, seems like 10 years ago or 100 years ago, how people were baking bread and doing all kinds of healthy things, and how looking back on those things, yeah, maybe they were just simple ways to manage, but they all gave us basically a sort of peace or medicine. They healed us, even if I never made bread, but I had before banana bread. I had made regular bread, like at the beginning of our marriage. And so even just those memories brought me healing and peace in a very difficult time. And so the question then is, what is your healing power? What, as we go into 2022, can you do to bring healing? Or really not even that, just what is it that you do that heals the nations, that heals other people? So last night I was with my friends. Shout out to my beautiful friends, Matt and Rim. And we were just talking about life and midlife and change and all these things that we're all going through, especially as pastors and spiritual leaders. And we were just catching up. And then I said a few things. And one of my friends said, "Hey, man, it really was helpful." And on the way home, I was just thinking about my purpose. And I thought, part of my purpose is to have conversations and to bring healing to people through insight, something I read, a verse, just simply maybe the way I think. This podcast could be a part of that as well. Now, what's ironic is that last night I brought my guitar, but I left it in the car because I thought, I don't know if I'm going to need it tonight. Normally in my old life, in my previous life, I would always bring my guitar everywhere. And I was known as the worship guy. And I still am, of course. I love music. I love guitar playing, worship, of course, making beats and all that. And I had a friend, even just before I came over to my friends, I had another friend that I visited just briefly for a few minutes. And she, I don't know what I said, something about, I've been playing my guitar lately. And she's like, "Trig, you definitely should play the guitar. That's your thing." And so you can have more than one healing leaf, I guess, or healing medicine in your bag. We don't have to have just one medicine in the medicine cabinet, right? We can have more than just the same thing. Now, if you are someone who has one big medicinal tree, then that's fine. But if you have more than one, two or three, or maybe it is a tree with many branches, then use them. Now, when it comes to purpose and all that conversation about focus on your purpose and make money from your purpose and all that, at least for those of us who are more Renaissance people and kind of a jack of all trades and master of all, not none, but master of all, I think that the purpose is not utilitarian. In other words, it's not what you do. It's more about the intent behind it. So when I produce beats for my friends, my intent isn't fame, glory, or to be the next Kanye. My intent is healing. When I lead worship, my intent is healing. When I speak to my friends, like last night, my intention is healing. And so truly, my medicine is to heal the nations. Revelations 21:22. Beautiful passages about how when Jesus returns, there will be this tree that will heal the nations. And so, and Psalm 1, of course, talks about a tree firmly planted by streams of water, and it gives fruit, and then it brings shade and protection and healing to anyone who's under it. And that really is first what I needed. When I was young, I got that from my parents and my grandmother amidst a ton of chaos and disaster and all these things. And then when I experienced panic attacks and a lot of that stuff, then mentors came around me, the church education, school, music, of course. And then now my wife and kids, and now that is my healing, you could say. But now it's not about me anymore, or just about me. It's about being a healer. And so as we head into 2022, I think it would be important to focus on our healing powers, on your medicinal powers, and to not have it be one thing, or if you need to move it to thinking about what's this mean in terms of my career, that's great. But I would say think of it more in terms of intention, kind of what's behind your job, what's behind your Instagram business. And think of it more about an intention, more about the spirit of the law, kind of what's behind what people see. Because even last night, one of my friends said, "Oh man, you really have been in therapy for a long time. That's how you learned all these things." So in his mind, my superpowers was based on maybe my own therapy, but really it's based on a ton of study. And it kind of offended me. I didn't say anything. But you know what you're good at and why. And even if, in my case, I'm not a therapist, I don't have a master's degree in therapy or in family counseling, but it is my gift to this world. It is how I show up and what people keep saying that happens when we interact. And so don't get stuck on, I don't have the education, or I'm too young or too old, or whatever it is. You can do it online. You can do it in real life. You can do it. Now, how are you going to make money? God is always going to take care of that. I'm going through a tough season right now where not a lot of money's coming in for me. And last year, a lot of money was coming in. And next year, it could be the same. It could be, I don't know. God is always faithful, and he will take care of your financial needs. We know that from Scripture. What we are responsible for is to heal, or maybe that's more my gifting, is to discover your medicine. And so what are some of the medicines that I've seen? For example, my wife's medicine, without a doubt, is joy, generosity, and hard work. My mom's medicine is happiness, is gozo. She's the gozo lady. She's a mama gozo, no doubt about that. So again, we're talking about intentions, not jobs or careers. Let's say my father-in-law, his medicine is wisdom, knowledge. Speaking of Tai Lopez, what is his medicine? I would say it's information. Yeah, information. My son, what's his healing power or his medicine? David, love, relationship, commitment, community. He's a 6 on the Enneagram. You can go down the Enneagram and kind of discover what each of our superpower or medicine is. For, let's see my friend Matt, I mentioned him. I would say his superpower is maybe strength and stability and peace. Yeah. And so you can go down the line, whether it's the Enneagram or other tools, the fruits of the Spirit, and pick one. Don't go to all 9 or all 6 or 7 or whatever. Pick one that is the one that describes you perhaps the best. For me, I would say it's creativity. Just creating and healing. Creative healing, you could say. A wounded healer, as Henry Nouwen would say. And so this year, I hope to do some more media and to work in different churches and organizations doing media. My intention isn't to just plug things in, but is to create products and digital content that will heal the nations. When I interact with an intern or with maybe the person behind the camera or in front of the camera, my intention is to bring healing to them through conversations, through maybe just after the shoot, we talk about life and boom, there it is, a healing opportunity. And in terms of money and career, that's what makes you hireable. That's what everybody wants. Nobody's hiring just a crane operator. Maybe in some jobs, sure, you're just hiring some just cheap labor or expensive labor, whatever. But I think in this new world, one that is so broken and so panicked, it would be best if you put your foot forward, or that you present yourself for your spirit, for your intention, for what is behind the scenes, what motivates you. Now, right now, a lot of people don't feel very motivated, myself included. We are wounded. And so if you feel comfortable in terms of a career change, or if you're in a relationship where you can talk about that, then maybe that's the best thing to do, is to say, right now, I just need to heal. I did that for the first 3 months after our job loss. I just said to everyone who was offering me opportunities, I said, I need to heal. And I'm glad I did that. That was a long 3 months. Now it's into the 4th and 5th month. And I feel more grounded, still shaky about, okay, who's got the virus and who was with who and exposures and all these things, but calming myself down and realizing by the grace of God, and God is the one doing it, discovering once again what my medicine is. What leaf on the tree do I represent? And we all need each other, because I'm just one leaf and you are just one leaf. But together we are a beautiful branch and a beautiful tree. And really, it's the world that will heal itself through the power of Jesus Christ. So I guess my question for you today is, what is that leaf, that medicine that God's given you, that you've known about since you were 2 years old, 5, 10, 15? And yes, there are many things that might get in the way, and maybe you've been discouraged, or it's not self-sufficient, or I need a job. Yes, God will take care of that. And you may have to struggle like I am right now for a season. But thinking about our medicine, how we are the medicine to everyone, to someone else, is what's going to give us happiness and purpose in 2022. So let me know what you think. Follow me on Instagram at davidTrig. Send me a picture, or maybe a text if you have my number, or email me at trig@davidtrig with your thoughts. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next time.